Our top focus on Newspoint. Imran Khan's party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, is battling an existential crisis. As of now, a total of 37 members have quit the PTI. The former Prime Minister has now urged his party workers and the office bearers to go into hiding. The desertions follow a widespread violence earlier this month and subsequent arrests of top party leaders. Let's take a deep dive into the chaos that is happening within the ranks of Imran Khan's party, the PTI. These are the top leaders who have left Imran Khan's party over the last few days. The first on the list is Fawad Chaudhry. He was the senior vice president of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and a former minister. He was arrested following the 9th of May protests and violence that rocked Pakistan. So he's most prominent member perhaps to leave the party. Who are the other members as Imran Khan's party is crumbling? Shireen Mazari has also left the party. She was the chief whip of the PTI, former human rights minister. She has also left the party. She was first arrested, remember, on the 12th of May over the deadly protests that followed Mr. Imran Khan's arrest. She has said that she's now quitting politics altogether. Who else? Amir Mahmood Kiani, he is one of the founding members of the PTI, now calling it quits. He was the additional Secretary General in the party as well. He said that the May 9th protest and violence was a black day in the history of Pakistan. He also said that he has not only left the PTI, also quitting politics, stating he never believed in this sort of politics. What he means remains unclear since he did not explain that phrase, this sort of politics. Now, there are other prominent members who have left the party. Fayaz ul Hassan Chauhan, advisor to Imran Khan and a senior PTI leader, also quitting Imran Khan's party. Remember, 37 in total people have left the party. Prominent leaders and aides of Imran Khan have left his party. He said that his opposition to the party's violent tendencies had resulted in his marginalization. So that was an accusation made by him when he called it quits from the PTI. Now, Malik Amin Aslam, a climate change advisor to former Prime Minister Imran Khan, also quitting the party. He was also a former environment minister in Pakistan. He said that the violence that took place on the 9th of May was deeply unsettling for him. He quit the party, saying that he could no longer continue supporting the agenda that had taken control of the party. So that's what his allegation was. Remember, all of this, May 9th, the violence that happened particularly targeted military installations there. So keep that in mind. We'll come to that point a little later on the program. The other person who has quit the party is Hisham Inamullah Khan. He is the senior leader, was the senior leader of the PTI and a former health minister in the government of Pakistan. He said that he cannot stand by those who resorted to enmity with country and added that he didn't want to get his name written in the list of quote-unquote traitors. He in fact lamented that PTI leadership was on warpath with security institutions, adding that he always preferred national dignity over politics. Now the question we are asking is, are PTI leaders resigning out of their own volition, or are they under pressure from the establishment, particularly the army? Well, Imran Khan certainly thinks that they are being targeted. Until yesterday, he was putting up a brave front, calling it a forced divorce. Let's bring up that tweet that Imran Khan put out. He said that this is the phrase that he was talking about: forced divorces. We've all heard about forced marriages in Pakistan, but for PTI, a new phenomenon has emerged: forced divorces. So this is what he was talking about. Now, he seems to have mellowed down after this tweet, saying that he is willing to form a negotiating committee and willing to even step aside if the government convinces this negotiating committee that the country will be better run without him. Listen to this.
मैं ये कमेटी बनाता हूं, मैं दो चीजें कहता हूं, दो चीजें करते हैं। अगर इस कमेटी को ये बैठ के कह दें कि जी इमरान खान के बगैर पाकिस्तान बेहतर हो जाएगा और आपके पास कोई सोल्यूशन है, मैं फिर से कहता हूं कि इस मुल्क की खातिर मैं छोड़ देता हूं, मैं पीछे हट जाता हूं। अगर आप ये कमेटी को समझा दें कि मेरे बगैर मुल्क बेहतर चलेगा, चले मैं मुल्क की खातिर ये भी छोड़ने के लिए तैयार हूं। या दूसरी चीज, या इस कमेटी को ये कह दें कि अक्टूबर में इलेक्शन करवाने से पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है। ये तो हमें समझ आ रही है कि अक्टूबर तक तहरीक इंसाफ को इनका ख्याल है क्रश कर देंगे, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है।
So as you heard there, he is willing to form a negotiating committee, also saying I'm ready to quit if the committee is convinced that the country would be better run without him. Now, the mounting amount of problems are a cause of concern for Imran Khan and the PTI. The standoff with the government escalated on the 9th of May when Imran Khan was arrested. PTI workers vandalized dozens of sensitive military installations, including the Lahore Corps commander's house. So that has triggered this wave of resignations. So what are the problems that Imran Khan is facing at the moment? This, remember, is a battle between the most popular leader. Remember, polls have suggested that Imran Khan in Pakistan is the most popular leader in the country versus the most powerful institution in Pakistan. Which is that? Well, no prizes for guessing. It's the Pakistan Army. So that's the battle that's going on. There's a standoff between Imran Khan and the military ever since Imran Khan was voted out of power. He's blamed the army for orchestrating that ever since. Now, there are over 100 legal cases that have been filed against Imran Khan. He's battling this legal web of cases. It's difficult to know at the moment whether he can come out of that unscathed. And senior members, as we've just seen, have abandoned his party. 37 people have abandoned his party at last count. So these are a string of troubles that Imran Khan is grappling with at the moment. Multiple PTI workers have been booked for vandalizing military installations in that violence that was triggered after his arrest. And of course, finally, Pakistan Federal Minister has even commented saying that the government is considering banning Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, that's Imran Khan's party. Now, to understand what's going on in Pakistan and what's the likely way ahead, we are now being joined by Imran John, a columnist and political analyst. He's joining us live from Texas in the United States. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. John, let's talk about Imran Khan's comments first. You know, till Tuesday, he was accusing the ruling establishment of quote-unquote forced divorces. We just saw that tweet. Now he's talking about negotiations, you know, even willing to quit for the country, as he says. Do you think he's cornered? And is this the only way out for him from the mess, the legal and the political mess he finds himself in?
Well, first of all, this was never about him, really. This was about his struggle and his effort for his country. So I want to explain that and answer that question with a little bit of perspective. There's something funny also if you look at all of this, because every time the Pakistan Army is asked about if they're doing anything regarding the political engineering in the country, they always say, in Urdu, they say, as you might say in Hindi, "Hamara siyasat se koi lena dena nahi hai," meaning we have nothing to do with politics. But the funny part of all of that is, if you look at the past 2 days, as you explained, so many party members have left PTI. Every time they stand in front of cameras, they hold a piece of paper, and they basically, it's the civilian politicians who are saying they have nothing to do with politics. Hamara siyasat se koi lena dena nahi hai, aur hamara PTI se koi lena dena nahi hai. We have nothing to do with PTI. So having that said, to answer your question, the perspective that I want to give is, if we go back to the Afghan war, and this may sound a little weird to you, but I'm going to explain and then you'll understand, you'll be able to connect the dots. If you go back to the Afghan war during the 80s, there were the jihadists who were, you know, they were flown in from different parts of the Arab world and landed in Afghanistan. Their ideology was that we are here to die. We want to die in this cause so we can end up in heaven. The Pashtun people in Afghanistan, whose land was occupied by the Soviet Union at the time, their mindset was that we want to live another day if we can, so that we can continue on the fight against this foreign occupation on our land. Imran Khan mindset is the same Pashtun ideology. I'm a Pashtun myself. I know that mindset. I grew up with it. It never believes in sacrificing your life for the purpose of your cause. You should live another day so that you can fight another day for your cause. If Imran Khan cannot fight today, it doesn't mean that he has given up. Remember, he was always called a U-turn leader. It doesn't mean that he has given up on his cause. It only means that right now the environment is not conducive to further the cause and keep fighting. It doesn't mean that he's, running away. The interesting part also is he has, as you mentioned in your intro, more than 150 cases against him. And yet the government has not put his name on the exit control list, ECL, because they know he's not going to run away. So as for running away, he's not running away. He's not abandoning the fight.
Right.
If there are 5 cases against Nawaz Sharif or Zardari, their names are immediately put on ECL because everyone knows they will run away. Nobody has put Imran Khan's name on any ECL. That's not even a discussion that has come up because they know he's not someone who will run away. So to answer your question, this is not really abandoning the fight. This is not really running away from the battlefield. It is just a strategy to come back to the fight, regroup, and fight a better fight.
Mr. John, you've talked about living to fight another day. Now, I want to understand, how are you going to fight with your lieutenants deserting you? So many party members have deserted Imran Khan. Does he think that they will come back to his fold? Also, this negotiating committee that he's talking about, that is to what end? What is the possible solution out of this?
Of course, Imran Khan is going to come back, like I said right now. Okay, so look in the past. The strongest dictators, General Zia, General Musharraf, General Ayub Khan before him, who even accused the sister of the founder of the nation to be corrupt and to be, enemy of the state. Even they did not last forever. General Zia is gone, but Nawaz Sharif, Benazir, Bhutto legacy continued on. General Musharraf is gone, but Nawaz Sharif, who him threw away, is still here. So, these times and these tough times will not last forever. General Asim Munir will not be here forever. Things will change. They cannot always put extreme pressure. And you have to remember one important factor. Every time a general was able to put so much pressure on a party he doesn't like is always when there's backing from the United States or when the United States looks the other way.
Right.
That may not always be the case. It was always the case with the Republican administration in place.
Yes.
Right now, there's not a Republican
Mr.
administration.
John, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Mr. John, sorry to interrupt you there. I understand what you're getting at, but I want to understand here, what is the roadmap of Imran Khan? Right now, it just seems like he's clutching at straws. So what's the roadmap? This negotiating committee is to what end? What is the solution he is trying to find out from this negotiating committee?
To allow for an election, as far as I understand. He is, as you said, a cornered tiger right now. That's his ideology also for putting up a fight. So if they allow an election, if he can negotiate his way into the ballot, he knows very well, as does the rest of the country, that there will be overwhelming support for him at the ballot, provided that they allow free and fair election. But with all the fighters, with all the party members leaving the party, and again, these are really forced divorces. Everyone knows that. When you are threatened, Shireen Mazari, there are allegations she was threatened that they will do something to her daughter. And similar things were said to other people also. So this negotiated settlement is perhaps the only strategy actually left to deal with the situation, because what else is there? Either Imran Khan runs away or be killed, God forbid. So if those are not the options, then you have to keep the fight going on for as much as you can with whatever you have. That's all he has right now.
All right, a couple of questions in the limited time we have. We'll try and accommodate both of them. Does this, whatever is happening to Imran Khan, does this bring to the fore that you can't survive in Pakistan politics for much longer if you don't have the army on your side?
It's true to an extent. You cannot survive without their backing, but to say that you cannot do it for a long time is not true. As the examples I just gave you, Nawaz Sharif survived, Bhutto legacy survived, So, I mean, this will also not be the case all the time. Just a few years ago, it was Nawaz Sharif's party that was at the receiving end of the military's wrath. And things change always. You know, I don't know what drives them, what motivates them to change their mindset. Are there any external factors or internal factors? But again, it's true to an extent that maybe for the short term you need their support, but a popular leader like Imran Khan will not be needing any support like that.
So Imran Khan has no intention of bringing the military on board with him?
Because he doesn't need to. Absolutely doesn't need to. You see, that's exactly one of the reasons why he's in trouble. Because the army wants someone who can rely on the army, who can depend on the army. Imran Khan, being the most popular leader in the history of Pakistan, is powerful because he doesn't need any support from these generals. And that is something, that is one of the main factors driving it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but that's an important factor because that's a guy they cannot control because he doesn't need them, because the people are already in support, majority of the people. Right now, it may be a crazy figure to say, but 90% of the people will probably vote for Imran Khan if elections are held tomorrow.
But his, right, I got your point, but his senior leaders have deserted him, so I don't know how far in politics that popularity will last if you don't have your lieutenants to fight that battle for you. But one final question, you know, Mr. John, Pakistan is increasingly becoming a country of confrontations. You have confrontation between the Imran Khan's party and the military. There's pro-government parties who are in confrontation with the Chief Justice, primarily because of the relief that Imran Khan got from the courts. Where is all this headed in Pakistan?
All these institutions fighting against each other, as you rightly mentioned, is headed toward a disaster for Pakistan. Look at the economy. Nobody's talking about that, by the way. Pakistan's economy right now is almost in ruins. It's on the verge of collapse right now. If the IMF bailout package or whatever the name of that is, if that doesn't come on time, things are going to be really bad. They're already bad enough. The dollar rate, the actual rate is about 340 rupees to $1. And so, of course, all these institutions fighting against each other, you know, a power tussle and whatnot, is steering the country toward a much bigger disaster than Pakistan has ever seen. So this is not going to be good for the country, of course. And of course, the poor people are going to suffer.
We'll see how the things pan out. But Imran John, thanks very much for joining us with your perspective on this story.
Thank you.